In Hollywood, where beauty standards are rigid, roles for women of color are scarce, and comedic success is often reserved for those who fit the mold. One woman quietly rewrote the entire system. How did a shy daughter of Indian immigrants, someone who didn't look like a typical TV star, someone who was told repeatedly that she didn't belong, become one of the most influential creative forces in modern entertainment? Mindy Kaling didn't just break into Hollywood. She infiltrated it. She rebuilt it from the inside. And then she lit it on fire. This is the story of a writer who was never meant to be seen, of an actress who was never meant to be on screen, and of a creator who decided she would no longer wait for permission. A journey driven by ambition, grief, resilience, and the unwavering belief that comedy could belong to anyone, no matter their color, their body, or their background. This is the rise of Mindy Kaling, the woman who proved that representation isn't a privilege. It's a revolution. Mindy Kaling was born Vera Mindy Chakalingam in Cambridge, Massachusetts, to two Indian immigrants who came to America chasing possibility. Her mother, Swati, was an OBGY and a woman of discipline, compassion, and an almost mythic work ethic. Her father, Avu, was an architect, methodical, calm, and deeply proud of the life he was building for his family. But growing up Indian American in the 1980s wasn't simple. Mindy often found herself caught between cultures. Too Indian to fit in at school, too American to fit perfectly within traditional expectations at home. She was teased for her weight, mocked for her skin tone, and constantly reminded that she didn't look like the girls on TV. So, she escaped the way many great writers do into notebooks. She wrote everything: jokes, stories, fake scripts, dialogues from imaginary shows. She devoured sitcoms like Cheers and Seinfeld, studying the rhythm of comedy the way others studied science. But the defining moment of her youth would come much later. In 2012, Mindy's mother passed away from pancreatic cancer, a loss that shattered her world. Swati had been the anchor of her life, the voice that reminded her she was capable of greatness. Her death didn't weaken Mindy. It sharpened her. It made her more fearless. The little girl who felt invisible was building the courage to become unstoppable. When Mindy entered Dartmouth College, she finally found an audience. She joined improv groups, comedy troupes, and wrote for the campus humor magazine. She wasn't the loudest performer, but she was the sharpest. Her jokes cut fast, clean, and unexpectedly. Then came the show that would change everything. Matt and Ben, a parody play where she and her friend Brenda Withers imagined a world in which Good Will Hunting, literally, fell from the sky and landed at the feet of Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Mindy played Ben Affleck, and she was spectacular. The performance won the 2002 New York International Fringe Festival, and suddenly the industry took notice. A young NBC producer saw the show and thought, "She's different." That thought led to an interview. That interview led to a life-changing opportunity. At just 24 years old, Mindy was hired as a writer on The Office, one of the most competitive writing rooms in television. She became the show's youngest writer and one of the very few women of color behind the scenes. But she didn't just write. She became Kelly Kapoor, the chaotic, pop culture-obsessed customer service rep, whose comedic timing made her an instant fan favorite. Her voice was finally being heard. Her face was finally being seen. Her breakthrough had begun. As The Office exploded into a cultural phenomenon, Mindy's influence quietly grew. She wrote more than 20 episodes, many of them fan favorites, and became one of the show's most important creative voices. Her scripts were known for their tight dialogue, unexpected emotional beats, and comedic precision. But Mindy wanted more than to be part of someone else's vision. She wanted to build worlds of her own. In 2012, she created the Mindy Project, a series that not only put her at the center of the story, but also proved she could be a leading lady. It was bold, colorful, unapologetically romantic, and defiantly comedic. The show survived network cancellations, moved to Hulu, gained a loyal audience, and cemented Mindy as a showrunner with real power. Then came her next evolution. A producer and creator shaping the narrative of a new generation. Her Netflix hit, Never Have I Ever, introduced a South Asian teen heroine with humor, chaos, vulnerability, and cultural specificity rarely seen on mainstream American television. The show became a global phenomenon, reaching millions and dominating top 10 charts worldwide. Next came The Sex Lives of College Girls, another critical success that blended sharp social commentary with genuine warmth. Each series added to her reputation not just as a comedian, but as a visionary, and Hollywood recognized it. Multi-million-dollar deals, magazine covers, Time 100 honors, and a seat at the table where decisions are made. Mindy Kaling was no longer the writer in the background. She was the architect of a new comedic landscape, one where diversity wasn't a trend, but a requirement. Her rise wasn't quiet anymore. It was thunderous. With success came scrutiny. And with scrutiny came the harsh spotlight of Hollywood criticism. Mindy faced relentless body shaming throughout her career. Tabloids dissected her weight. Social media mocked her appearance, and critics questioned why she didn't fit Hollywood's definition of beauty. She became the target of conversations she never asked to be part of. Then came professional controversies. Some critics accused the Mindy Project of lacking diversity in its early seasons. Others questioned whether her romantic storylines were too unrealistic or too self-serving. The pressure intensified when she became a mother. People demanded to know the identity of her children's father, a deeply personal question she refused to answer. And then there were the industry challenges, Hollywood's unspoken rules, writers of color being underestimated, female showrunners being scrutinized more harshly than their male counterparts. Mindy lived all of it. When The Office ended and the Mindy Project faced cancellation, many predicted she would fade, that she was a niche star, that her success was temporary. But what the public didn't see was the emotional burden. She carried grief from her mother's death, the responsibility of raising children alone, and the suffocating pressure of representing multiple communities. Yet Mindy refused to break. She refused to apologize for being ambitious, or for wanting more than Hollywood wanted to give her. The scandals didn't destroy her. They exposed the resilience she had been sharpening her entire life. Instead of retreating, Mindy evolved. She transitioned from performer to powerhouse, becoming a prolific writer-producer with a clear mission: tell stories that Hollywood has ignored for decades. Her shows began to highlight the messy, joyful, chaotic lives of young people of color. She embraced representation not as a message, but as a natural truth. Her public image transformed. She became an icon of self-confidence, openly discussing self-worth, insecurities, ambition, and the reality of motherhood. She stopped trying to fit Hollywood's expectations and instead built a space where her voice could thrive authentically. Her reinvention wasn't cosmetic. It was spiritual. She honored her mother's legacy through her work. She embraced her identity without hesitation. She crafted a career where she called the shots. With every new project, Mindy proved she was no longer waiting for Hollywood to validate her. She was now the one setting the tone, hiring new talent, and shaping what the future of comedy would look like. This was no comeback. It was a transformation. Today, Mindy Kaling stands as one of the most influential comedic creators of her generation. She shattered stereotypes without turning her identity into a gimmick. She proved that women of color could be leading ladies, bosses, producers, and architects of their own destinies. Her legacy isn't just in the shows she made, it's in the doors she opened, the career she launched, the millions of young viewers who finally saw themselves reflected on screen. Mindy's journey is a reminder that you don't need permission to exist, to create, or to shine. You just need the courage to embrace the story only you can tell. The journey of Mindy Kaling proves that even when the world tells you you're not enough, you can still build an empire from your voice, your vision, and your truth. If you enjoyed this story and want more Hollywood legends, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for the next episode of Stars and Scandals.